yesterday, Parag Agrawal, current CEO of Twitter, did a massive thread basically explaining why it's so hard to detect bots and fake spam accounts on the platform. Elon responded with one emoji, little poop emoji, to someone that he's negotiating a $44 billion deal with, and basically said, you're a liar. I mean, he didn't say this, but he essentially said there's at least 20% fake bots. If you're not going to open source and explain how you come to your methodology, then I'm basically out of the deal. So the question is this going to get done? And is Elon really just trying to get a better price? Justin, let's start off with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that poop emoji. I don't see it. Maybe he took it down. Oh, no, here it is. Let's put it on the screen.
You know that poop emoji where it came from?
It was soft
curve, Justin.
All right, let's just end. That was pretty good, Tom. I got to give it to you. Sometimes your humor is a little lowbrow. That's pretty fire. I got to say.
You have to be a foreigner to see the joke, because
from my ass curve.
Yeah, from your ass curve.
I don't even know what I was gonna say. Why don't you talk, Tom?
I'll start with my take about Twitter. You can go second. I think that one more item we should definitely mention is that Twitter actually put out a note this morning saying, hey, we're committed to the deal at $54.20, which is corporate speak for we will fucking sue you if you back out. And just so you guys understand that the discourse, I've been in many of these meetings. It's a very aggressive statement to saying that. I actually find this ironic because I feel like we knew that Twitter had fake accounts. We didn't know Twitter had a fake buyer. And I love me some Elon. I mean, I absolutely love what he's doing. But I think he already took a massive reputational risk with this bots thing because, look, he claimed from day one that this is not an economic, financially driven transaction to buy Twitter. All of a sudden, he cares about monetized accounts integrity. I don't know how to explain that.
Advertiser integrity.
Yeah, nobody, like all of a sudden you care about the monetizable users. I mean, come on. Look, what happened here is very simple. The market tanked. The deal is not attractive anymore. Tesla tanked extra hard because people are afraid that he's going to get distracted. Now he doesn't have enough funding secure yet. And now he would need more Tesla stock to be sold or collateralized because the value of Tesla stock dropped. And he has a little bit of a buyer's remorse. So It's a weak excuse. Everybody's seeing through it. And there's reputational damage here already being taken. If he completely backs out of the deal, it's going to be even worse. So I hope the deal comes through. Otherwise, I look like an idiot for saying it's a good risk arb.
I mean, you already kind of made a video on that, Tom.
Yeah.
So
I admitted I was wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything Tom says. If you look at it, he is the 6th most followed person on Twitter. And you're telling me like he spends all the time on there. You're telling me you don't like know that there's spam accounts and that like you can't tell how much spam there is.
Yeah.
And that for some reason, like the delta has changed your ability or your why you want to buy the company. I think the real issue to me is I think it's actually an interesting thread by Parag Agrawal about, you know, he's giving the line about how they have all these algorithms that try to catch them. And this is why it's actually really hard. I think it's actually my spicy take today is another one is that I think that it is really hard if you're going to keep the anonymous accounts policy intact. There's a really easy way to make this a real town hall, and it's just to do KYC. We all do it with Coinbase. We all do it with all this other stuff. You can still be a anonymous account, but you can maybe do a KYC. But then I've seen comments which are really valid, especially to a American believing kind of the freedom folks is like, oh well, you should have anonymity. Because what if you have an oppressive whatever and you're trying to speak out against, and then, you know, there were some anonymous writers back in the revolutionary era. So like, I get both sides of the argument. I think you need to decide what's more important is civil discourse and anti-spam or complete like free speech, right? They each come with their negatives. Complete free speech on the blockchain with no moderation is going to devolve into a platform that nobody wants to use. On one side of the spectrum, but on the other side of the spectrum, it's like a former U.S. president isn't even allowed on the platform. Mm-hmm. So like, what's the middle ground, right? Everybody's gonna, and I thought that's what he said is if the left is angry the same amount as the right is angry, you're probably in the right spot. So what's the right amount of spam that everybody's angry?
Right. One of the things Elon admitted to yesterday on the All In podcast was that his biggest tweet the most liked tweet on the planet got like 4.5 million likes, which is less than 2% of Twitter's entire user base. So it was kind of funny because he was like, why isn't my tweet getting more likes? But his argument was that there's no way this can be the most liked tweet in the history of Twitter. Because if you think about something like YouTube, there's 2 billion people on the platform and the most largest viewed videos have upwards of 20 billion views. So it's like, there's real people watching videos on YouTube, whereas a lot of those 4 million likes were probably bots and spam likes as well.
I think YouTube has some spam. Come on, we all know that.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, don't you think that of you guys all comment on the comments, and we read almost, if not all, every single one, and then they get auto replied by some bot that's like, please text me on WhatsApp or whatever, and I have a thing for you. Like, don't do that. Don't fall for that. and we try to, but those probably hit the view count too, right? Don't you think?
You think they hit the view? I think they hit the comment count. I don't know if they hit the view.
Well, how are they going to comment on the platform without hitting the view?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which actually brings down our retention, which is it's like a whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's minimal. Let's say you have 100 of these comments in your video. And
100 for every 1 view, because it's a 1 view and then it's just like spamming. That makes sense. Yeah. But it's still right. I think there is bots on. I think
there's bots on all social media, on Instagram. Have you seen what's going on Instagram?
Oh my God! Every day I get a follower on Instagram, and I don't even post on Instagram anymore, about how I have a fake account and they're just like DMing them about like I don't know, some
investment
fake
advice,
crypto thing, and I don't know what to do about it. So I'm so numb to it now. Do you think it's solvable, Tom?
Yes. All they got to do is just want to solve this, which I think is the main problem. There's no motivation for them to solve it.
Well, the MKBHD video that he did on like the spam on YouTube was that it's just like really, it's almost impossible because they keep changing the strategy and getting around it.
But that's not true. I use a service where I pay, it's a service that uses AI to adjust. It's $80 per month. It's not cheap. And it cleans out about 80% of these comments. And it has like a neural networks, and it adjusts it and it learns. So if some guy can do it, I mean, why can't YouTube? The only guy can do is want to allocate resource to it. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whatever.
Okay, great.
It's called kill spam, by the way.